Hello, everyone. I wanted to take a minute to jump on a Facebook and YouTube Live to say hello. It's been a minute. I wanted to give you an update regarding the video story version of the podcast of the LatterGayStories platform and kind of give you an idea as to what our future plans are for the podcast. Now, don't get too shocked. We're back. We are recording stories again. After a little bit of a break, I should say a much-needed break. It definitely was a much-needed break. And as you can see, a little bit of a studio remodel, some new equipment in the studio. We are back recording new episodes of the LatterGayStories podcast. If you have joined us on our online version on the Instagram and Facebook version of our LatterGayStories podcast, you've seen that we've grown exponentially. In fact, just last week alone, we had just under 30 million views on our LatterGayStories podcast platform on YouTube, and Facebook and Instagram. So it's been exciting to see the growth. It's been super exciting to see the interaction on our posts and our content being shared, not only nationwide, but in worldwide audiences. So that's pretty cool. But also, the foundation of the LatterGayStories podcast was always in the individual stories. And as I was producing them one a week for a couple of years, I kind of felt like a lot of the stories kind of were missed just because of the sheer number of stories that we were putting out all at once and episodes that we were putting out all at once. I've always tried to keep the LatterGayStories video podcast episodes. So we do a video version, which also distributes out to our podcast players. So the video versions are also the podcast episodes. I just kind of felt like we were missing a lot of the stories. So I started reducing the number of stories I would put out every month to give people a little bit of time to ingest them. I also vowed to try to make the stories between an hour and a half long, the episodes between an hour and a half long, so you could I realistically take them in during a lunch break or in a short amount of time, so not so long. And I want to continue doing that. But I think the most important part, the connection to the individual person, is lost by not having the stories. So I just want you to know, as the audience and those who have supported us from the very beginning, that we are back. We are recording new stories and have been here in the studio. So it's been exciting to sit back here in the seat again, to be able to interview some remarkably normal people with remarkably normal stories. To me, those are the stories that mean the most, not the ones that are over the top, not the ones that always gain national news, but just simply the ones that are relatable. And those are the ones that I love to feature here. So if you want to share your story, maybe I'll put a plug in for that. If you want to share your story on the LatterGayStories podcast and want to come in the studio and sit down, please reach out to me. You can message me right here on social media, or you can send me an email as well, stories@LatterGayStories.org, and I would love to chat about your story. If you have reached out in the past and I haven't gotten back with you or responded to your questionnaire or your message regarding a podcast interview, please reach out again. I get a lot, and sometimes things fall through the cracks or get lost. So if you have in the past reached out and wanted to share your story, please do that again. Again, stories@LatterGayStories.org, or you can message me through Facebook, through YouTube, or through the website at LatterGayStories.org. That's all. I just wanted to take a second to say hello again and let you know that we are recording new episodes. The podcast version of the LatterGayStories podcast is back, and we will begin sharing those episodes very, very soon from our newly updated studio. And I'm excited. I'm excited to get back in the chair again and excited to be able to connect again with the audience in a more personal and intimate way like we did before. Again, thank you. If you haven't already, we do invite you to like, share, and subscribe to all of our platforms. We are on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on Facebook, and we also have our website. If you want to watch the video versions of each of our episodes, you will find those on Facebook and on YouTube. And if you want to listen to the audio version of the podcast, you can find that on Apple. We are on Spotify, iHeartMedia, Amazon podcast players, all of the major podcast players, we're there. So wherever you catch your favorite audio podcasts, you will find Latter Gay Stories. And as we start rolling out new episodes, it will be really important and really helpful, especially for those of you who haven't followed us for a while. It will be helpful if you bring our content up again, and if you share, and if you hit that like button, and then it'll kind of help revitalize and bring our content back to the top, and let that algorithm know that there's people out there who are interested in listening to the audio podcast and video versions of our episodes. Again, that's all I wanted. Again, thank you. It's good to be able to chat with you again. It's great to read your comments here on social media and see that this is going to be a great thing. So we will be releasing new episodes soon. I just want to say thank you again. Thank you for supporting the podcast. Thank you for sharing your stories. Thank you for interacting and defending the LGBTQ community. But most of all, just thank you for being you. And thank you for having a remarkably normal story, and for supporting, loving, and embracing the LGBTQ community. I vowed to do a little bit better in recording more and new episodes, and helping to share these stories to the best of my ability. So again, thank you. It's great to see you all. It'll be wonderful to chat in the future, and I hope in our live events and things that we do in the future, we'll be able to connect again. Thank you, and we'll catch you on the next episode of Latter Gay Stories podcast. Have a good day, everyone.